In the Pokrovsky direction, the Russians are increasing the intensity of the attack, trying to advance. New waves of enemy assaults are preventing our units from leveling the front line. The Russian troops are accumulating forces for further breakthroughs in the already captured residential area, Pokrovskaya. To knock them out of there, heavy artillery is needed. Our military corvette Stanislav Kukarchuk saw how the French self-propelled artillery Mount Caesar in the hands of our gunners turned into powerful weapons of destruction for the Russians. Take a look yourself and at the same time, join the team's fundraising effort. Details for Starlink terminals for the 147th Separate Artillery Brigade of the Air Assault Forces. The payment details are on your screens.
So, after refueling the vehicle, the gunners of the 147th Artillery Brigade head out to their position. The cannon operates within the range of enemy drones, so it's necessary to keep moving. When drone activity is at its lowest, although the danger now is not only in the sky but also on the ground.
Both the paved road and the grassy field have become extremely slippery today. Would you say that is the case?
Yeah, we reached the position without any incidents. But despite what seems to be a relatively calm winter morning, the artillerymen are in full combat readiness. The order to engage could come at any moment.
Hey Sonia, come on, there's about to be a great fire show.
Well, they're about to give the order.
Ready for battle?
Yes, that's right.
A few minutes to get ready, warm up the vehicle, and the French Caesar moves out to the firing position. This powerful, long-range 155mm gun is exactly what is so needed near Pokrovsk right now. It easily destroys the fortifications where the Russians are amassing forces for assaults. The gunners have plenty of work to do.
Well, this is already the third time today. At 7:30 in the morning, we're heading out to the firing position for the third time. We've been running around since 3 o'clock in the morning today.
That's the situation. Aiming and adjustment of the gun are automatic, so preparations for firing happen quickly. However, Caesar does have its downside. The smoke from the shot reveals the position and the gun immediately becomes a target for enemy drones. The crew constantly keeps a close watch on the sky.
The sky is so-so, neither dirty nor clear. In our area, it's clear for now. We'll keep watch.
Load now?
Despite its high level of automation, Caesar still requires direct human hands. The artillerymen load the shells and powder charges by hand. This requires considerable physical strength. Mikhailo has been at the front since 2017. He jokes that such a long service doesn't do much for your health. Each shell weighs nearly 50 kilograms, and with a bad back, it's not easy for him to load the gun. That's why sometimes his comrades help him out.
Occasionally, they hand them over. If there are extra hands available, you can pass them along. But that is only onto the platform. You still have to throw everything in here by yourself.
To secure it.
That is right. Yes, are they all fully loaded up right now?
Yes.
Operating at a high pace, the Caesar crew is able to engage several targets at once. The system re-aims instantly and with precision, so the commander can change priority targets in real time.
We've raised the gun higher, shifting fire, moving on. That will be at a distance of about 24 to 26.
What does that mean? Is the target moving, or is it a new one?
A different target has appeared. We've changed the angle and changed the position.
Without a threat from the sky, the crew works to maximize casualties against enemy infantry and destroy fortifications. When ordered to take cover, the soldiers quickly finish up. And for good reason, the enemy is constantly searching for our heavy artillery.
The guys had literally just finished their work when a Russian reconnaissance drone appeared around the position. We carefully attempt to stay hidden in order to avoid falling into its direct line of sight.
Because of the constant danger, artillerymen need to be not only skilled at shooting, but also quick at camouflaging themselves. And hiding such a huge cannon is not that easy.
Well, it's hard to hide it, honestly speaking. This one is still manageable. The second generation is twice as big. That's the heavy one. And this one is, bigger, smaller.
Heavy long-range artillery is simply irreplaceable at the front right now. When used skillfully, it can sometimes do things that seem impossible, things that even drones aren't capable of yet. For example, it can create a kind of fiery barrier in front of our infantry positions. After all, it's our gunners who provide cover for them.
I strongly believe that we must not allow the infantry to engage in direct close combat. That's the single most important priority. It's very tough there. There are many targets, the gun is assigned to each target and works on it. It finishes there in 20 minutes. A new target. A new target, a new target. Let's put it this way, they don't get any rest. So what can we do? We won't be able to do our job.
And every day the Hermashi continue to carry out their extremely important work. After all, the enemy simply hasn't left any other choice. Stanislav Kukarchuk, Vyacheslav Ramotan, Oleg Kukarsky. Details on the Intermarathon TV channel. United News.
Pokrovsk and Mirnohrad remain the hottest spots on the Donetsk front. The Russians are actively taking advantage of the bad weather to infiltrate and advance. The enemy managed to make gains in Rivne and is simultaneously putting pressure near Rodinske and Hryshin. The occupiers are trying to take full control over the logistics. This onslaught is being held back by the paratroopers of the 79th Brigade. Since summer, they have been grinding down the Russians in Mirnohrad and are now slowing the enemy's advance. But the defenders constantly need drones, so we ask you to join the fundraising effort. More about the situation near Mirnohrad in the report by Ole Kornienko. Harvester.
On the asphalt. And at this height, sir, let's move east with you, so we can see this entire movement.
Burned out pickups and armored vehicles, this is one of the roads to Pokrovsky Mirnohrad. All on just a small patch of land. A dozen pieces of destroyed equipment. The Russians mine and attack our logistics routes with drones.
They have created special units, specifically tailored for this task. They might let infantry pass and fly further until they spot a vehicle that presumably is delivering, say, ammunition or equipment for those same firing positions. If the equipment for the firing positions doesn't make it, it creates problems for the units.
Enemy drones, what we see is that the sky is extremely oversaturated. Oversaturated specifically with enemy assets. As for the available drones present, there are more than 10 or 11 in the air at the same time throughout the entire area. But that's only what we can see, only what we can record.
Despite the morning fog, our drones are also in the sky. The operators are scanning and carefully inspecting under every tree, bush and ruined building to make sure the enemy doesn't use the bad weather to slip through.
Yes. Every time we fly out, we have to detect and search for where something might have been dropped, where the enemy could have entrenched themselves.
At the same time, another operator is rushing to the tree line, where last night it was recorded that a large enemy drone dropped a package there. Most likely the occupiers are hiding in a dugout among the trees. There it is.
It is falling down right now, and somehow or another, it's coming down.
Ah, that's it. Whose wing is that? It's just below the wing.
With
the package, our drone is heading there as well. An anti-tank mine is flying toward the entrance of the shelter. Everything around is blown apart. Meanwhile, another of our waiting drones is already flying toward Mirnohrad.
They wrote Mirnohrad Patrol.
Is that the hospital? Yes, the hospital.
Once a city of thousands, now Semesh is engulfed in flames and ruins. You can't find a single intact building here. In their attempt to capture Mirnohrad, the Russians burned everything down with guided aerial bombs. Now they're trying to gain a foothold there and are bringing in equipment for further advances.
They regularly build up their forces, replenish their losses, and also pull in reserves. Of course, in their plans, they're not backing down from this. They're planning somewhere, waiting for favorable weather conditions, maybe after something happens there. They want to make a bigger impression on our pilots, thinking that we'll be left without any support, and to seize that moment to advance with their armored vehicles and infantry units.
For almost 4 years of the full-scale war, the paratroopers of the 79th Brigade have constantly had to hold the defense on the most difficult sections of the front. Marinka-Kurakiv direction, just here near Pokrovsk and Mirnohrad. In the past few months alone, the enemy has lost up to 15,000 personnel. They say that's for the entire corps, cheap. That includes both killed and wounded. And these burned and destroyed vehicles are the price that the defense forces have to pay every day so that the occupiers do not advance rapidly. Oleg Kornienko, Oleksiy Devchenko, Zakhar Komach, Fakto, ICTV United News.